Hello, everybody, and well, welcome to my video. Today, Sunday, it's July something. We're at the end of July 2025, and this has been a while. Okay, it's been a few minutes since I have posted anything, and well, it's because I've been busy, and I'm going to show you guys what I've been busy with. But I mean, obviously, as you know, I have carnivorous plants. I have carnivorous plants. It's kind of hard to get a good picture here, but this is one of my areas that I have carnivorous plants. Yeah, but let's see here. I have a plethora of a little bit of everything, if you know what I mean. Rosiannas, rotundifolias, probably some spatulatas, some aphens, some bird's nest. That's just Drosera for you. So, I mean, I can go on and on and on for days to tell you what I have, where I have it. But the thing is my collection of plants has gotten so large that I could spend a lot of time explaining what I have, where it's at. But the thing is, guys, if you're here, you already know about carnivorous plants. Most likely. I don't know. I have 200 some odd people that have subscribed to my channel for some weird reason that, I don't know, like to see my plants. But here's my beautiful Stelidium, the trigger plant. As you can see, if you zoom right in on these fantastic little flowers, you can see all those little bats. Those little bats there, they beat up that poor bug. Not beat up, they smacked the bug with pollen, and yeah, these things seed like crazy. Let me see if I can get you guys down here. I have this fancy phone here, the Samsung, the flagship phone that supposedly has the best zoom possible. I don't know. It says I can zoom into the moon. Stelidium. Seedlings down there, guys. Yeah, all those little green specks are seeds that are germinating from last year. So yeah, they just keep growing, and we're kind of late in the season. We're at the end of July, and wait till you see my Sarracenia. I don't know, I just have some late growth. Scorpioides, guys, you can rip these things out of the ground. I literally ripped this out of one of these pots, threw it over here to see just how resilient they are, and sure enough, it turned straight up and it's growing again. I don't know, you guys, I don't know, these things indestructible. But moving on, oh, I got some cephalotus there for you. Another pot of a whole bunch of everything under the sun. More cephalotus there. Yeah, I have cephalotus everywhere. Sundews, Drosera, my dewy pine. Whew, sometimes I have to back up. This guy smells. But man, this thing is huge. I had to take him out of the greenhouse because he's too big. Excuse me. There's, oh, sorry, wasps. Wasps are my friend. There's my 10 different Sarracenia species of plants that I got from Flytrap King, and there's all the plants. Okay, up there they are, guys. From inside, right outside to the direct sun. They didn't bat an eye. As a matter of fact, some of the seeds that were in there are actually germinating. They got some old stragglers germinating, but yeah, I don't know. They just keep going. Sorry, as I zoom in, the picture of, well, what I see gets pretty grainy. These are all my Venus flytraps here that from last year that I'm growing out, and you can see that I've already selected down, really whittled them down to what I want to keep. Yeah, I'm not so sure about him. I'll probably end up ditching him. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, and then I found this guy. Yeah, that's last year's seeds of the sensitive plant that I have had growing out front. Germinated again late. We're in the end of July. I got 2 months of growth left, 2.5 months of growing season left. So these plants are not going to go far in the next 2.5 months. But let's move into the greenhouse. All right, guys, here's my cephalotus. Well, I can finally start to probably identify between my coal mine beach and my typicals. Yeah, yeah. So what I'm looking for is the rib size. The coal mine has a real narrow rib on it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm starting to see the traits, so you can tell the difference between this guy and that guy. Let's see here. That I think is a typical, and that I think is a coal mine. Possibly a coal mine. I might have another typical right in the back over here. But again, remember guys, this is a mixture of typical and coal mine. This is a fine example. I do believe I have a coal mine here with 2 typicals. Just based on the formation of that real narrow rib and the dark red color. So these were all for sale, but probably going to be holding off on these. Yeah, let's see here. What else we got? The Agnes. Just a dark. The Agnes clone is really a green clone. Really odd. These are very green, but yet, well, I guess, I don't know. I guess the original Agnes, the parent plant, is, yeah, fairly green. And there's my typical from John. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the coal mine, if I'm correct on that. So, yeah, so there's my cephalotus. Whoops, wrong way there, camera. Here's my Sarracenia. Oh, well, of course, that guy, California Sunset. But here's my Sarracenia. There's my colors there for you. Let me see if I can get you a good roundabout shot of the Sarracenia. That's my Judith Hindles. One of my very first original favorite Sarracenia plants. Yeah, the Judith Hindle. I would turn the pot around, but it's holding my temperature sensor. I'm watching the actual temperature of the pots. But yeah, they're just fantastic looking plants. Kind of got some late growth going on here on some of my embers there. So that's a purpurea. Oh gosh, guys, purpurea. I have a hard time with names. I think I actually had my wife help me with that name to pronounce it. But there's my seedlings there back there. Still watching for which ones I'm going to select to grow out. Yeah. More Stelidium weeds. Let's see here. Yeah. Just more fantastic plants. There's my sundews. Yeah, this Bot River ICPS Giant. Yeah, sundews forever. Sundews for days. Sundews for days. Sundews for days. These guys here don't like the heat, but they're still growing, multiplying like crazy. Oh, my two newest additions from California Carnivores. I have it's a Luco. This is the giant Sirius, and there's the colors coming through on him. New from California Carnivores. And then I have my Leucofolia, my, what is this? Oh, Kaolin Super Flava. Yeah. Atro? Is this an Atropora? Yep, sure is. Atro. There's the coloring of him. So yeah, my newest additions from California Carnivores is those two guys right there. These guys, everything's just kind of growing like a weed. As you notice, guys, I'm getting real full. I even have them down on the ground. Here's a tray of Drosera. Yeah. Just a bunch of Cape Sundews there for you. With a couple California Sunsets in there. I took a leaf of that, threw it down in there, and it grew. That's that line right there, California Sunsets. So yeah, I have a whole tray growing on the ground. Those are just seeds from last year. They're just sprinkled in there. But yeah, narrow leaf. If you guys want any sundews, please guys, please feel free to hit me up. Oh, but what have I been working on besides plants for days? Oh, and I put a new bog planter out front, in-ground bog planter, and my front planter out front that's on the porch is actually turning out really good. I think the flavas that I have in there are late growers. So next weekend I will bring out front to show you the new area. But let me show you what I've been working on. Well, there it is, guys. A new 6x12 greenhouse. I paid just a little over $100 for this greenhouse. So yeah, a little over $100 for this. Panels are glued in place. Yeah, I bought this off Temu. Yeah, 6x12. A couple auto vents in for the windows. They don't come with the autos, but I put them in. Yeah, fantastic greenhouse. Put it together myself in about a day. It took me. Sorry, my silicone. Don't worry, guys. It dries clear. Yeah, this is the original lawn. I'm taking out the lawn here. But yeah, I have a 6x12 greenhouse that, it's hot in here, that I'm setting up to house the new plants. This is a 246. This is a 6x8 going to a 6x12. So that's what I've been working on, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, just leave them down below. I love to interact with all you guys. Sorry for being a quick video, but I am a busy person. Oh, and those guys are doing great. Ooh, earwigs. You see what I had to do, guys? I had to put a line of, yeah, I'm doing whatever I can to keep the earwigs out of this, because the earwigs were actually damaging my plants. They were eating holes right through this. And I'm having a real bad problem with earwigs this year. So I got some DE. Yeah. Diatomaceous earth. And I just put nasty stuff. I just put a bead of it around this and just kept the earwigs out. Excuse me. But yeah, they were just eating holes. Literally eating holes. They'll get up in there and they'll chew the new growth up, and then the new growth comes out deformed, and then I end up with plants that are just not happy. So taking care of that problem. But yeah, it's been holding 54, 55, 56 degrees around in there all day long, even when we're 100 degrees out. So perfect. Love it. Chiller, held down. Insulated chiller, held with rocks in place, of course, because we get so windy here. And I do everything I can to mitigate heat. Of course, that's what this is for the west sun doesn't cook this. And that's why I have it here, so the east sun doesn't heat my water up under the table and doesn't cook the pots on the tray, because plastic here, yeah, likes to cook things. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. The things are going to come together within the next year or two with many plants on the horizon. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe.